Hey there. So at this point, I am sure you have heard about Amazon acquiring Whole Foods. And analysts say it's an amazing decision. Amazon is going to get its foothold into a lot of places where Amazon Fresh wouldn't be able to actually deliver because that was mostly viable in big cities with a lot of volume, a lot of density, all that stuff. And Whole Foods is going to get the benefit of the amazing infrastructure of Amazon, online delivery, all that stuff. What you might not have heard about is a little bit of a side story, kind of how Walmart is responding to this. Walmart, man, I don't even know if they're bigger than Amazon anymore, but either way, Amazon is their biggest competitor, right? So, a week or so after the acquisition was announced, Walmart issued I'm going to call it a threat, because that's basically what it was. Issued a threat to some of its partners, like vendors and others, that said, you cannot use Amazon Web Services. So generally that's cloud storage, right? Servers up on the cloud. So if you use Amazon stuff, we are no longer going to do business with you. Okay. So this is the issue I really want to talk about. And not just as it relates to Amazon and Walmart, but kind of the bigger idea of this competition in the free market we operate in. And to read a little more detail in the full post, just follow the link below. You'll see, you'll see my blog post about this, and there's some more detail in there. But what I want to talk about is that there are two ways to respond to something like this, and Amazon is acting in one of those ways, which is let's find partners where both of us can get together, collaborate, and create more opportunity, better things for the customers. You could argue for the world. I have a problem with that because Amazon is so wasteful, but I love Amazon in their own right because they're a fantastic business model and very customer centric. That being said, Walmart has done kind of the opposite. They've said, oh my God, Amazon is a threat, and to kind of jab them or cut their Achilles, or however you want to word it, to slow them down, we're going to say the vendors and those people that do business with us right now, and obviously it's a huge deal to switch from someone like Walmart to, these are, I'm sure for a lot of companies, Walmart buys a lot of stuff, right? So you lose that business. Some smaller companies may just be completely out of business if they can't figure out a big change, right? So this is like a bully. Yeah, this is bullying the smaller companies. And I think many years ago, maybe not even many, 10, 20 years ago, something like this might have worked better for Walmart. And I'm sure it still will to a certain extent. It's going to scare some of its partners into saying, okay, we will make the huge change from Amazon Web Services, which we're already using right now, over to Microsoft Azure or some other cloud storage. But that's a huge inconvenience, first of all. They're doing that to their partners. They're saying, hey, we're making it harder for you to do business, not just with us, but with everybody, because you have to invest all this money into a change that wouldn't be necessary, except for the fact that we are scared and threatened by Amazon. So that's what I want to get at here, is kind of the ways that we can respond to this, and how I think it's better to view competition, especially in a free market like America here. To be able to be successful, you have to view competition as a means for everybody improving and adding value not only to the companies, but to the customers that are receiving the product, because there are people who are competing. Okay. There's also the other side of this, which is monopoly. I forget exactly what it's called. The law around making sure that consumers are protected from a company getting too big. But that's kind of what's going on here in the first place. So that's the side story. Like I said, read the post if you want to see a little more detail. But what I really want to know from you is, how are you going to choose to compete? Because we all do this every day when we get up, whether it's with a literal competition like a soccer game, or we are in the workplace, or an entrepreneur with our business and how we're treating people. And we can either choose to compete in a way that says, there's scarcity out there, there's a limited amount of resources, there's a limited amount of money and success, etc. And so I'm going to try to bring everybody else down and that's going to make me better by comparison. Or you can have an abundance mindset and say, there's more out there than anybody needs. And if we cooperate, we can actually increase the pie, make the pie even bigger so those shares are bigger too, right? And in that sense, you're going to not be pulling people down, but instead you're going to be building yourself up and others around you as well. And it's pretty obvious which my preference is, and it's also pretty obvious that it's easy to fall into this trap, and when we all get scared, which is natural, it's easy to want to do things like this and just make it harder for everybody else. But I encourage you, and I promise I'm trying to do the same thing, to focus on building yourself up, building your business up, and building other people up around you. Because you know what? There is enough to go around in this world if we just figure out a way to cooperate. Compete in a cooperative manner. That being said, let me know what you think. I look forward to it, and I will see you next time.